Alright guys, isnt here, welcome back to the channel for another Final Fantasy VII evercrisis video. So the last bit of information I'm going to talk about in relation to the Japanese livestream is they have told us that Sephiroth is coming in game. Okay, we know we are going to get him coming up on the next update on Friday. Okay, now it seems he's going to be added in two ways. He is going to be a raid boss who you fight against, and as far as I'm aware, it's going to be adult Sephiroth. Okay, so that is going to be someone who you fight against. Okay, now as a character you can use, we are going to have young Sephiroth being added to the game. Okay, and he is going to be added with a costume on Friday, which pretty much guarantees he is going to have a new banner that is going to drop on Friday. Obviously it is, because to use the unit you need a variety of weapons to kit them out, use them against certain stages, have certain weaknesses, strengths, etc. And you're probably going to, well not probably, you are going to need to have two main weapons. The sub weapons aren't too bad, as obviously you can use other characters. But to make things a little bit easier, they are giving us at least one 5-star weapon for Sephiroth, okay? Now there is something interesting to note here. It says Sephiroth's 5-star weapon. It doesn't say young Sephiroth's 5-star weapon. So I did talk about this in a data leak video. I'm wondering if the way they're going to do Sephiroth is he will be the one character, right? Maybe it'll be a costume thing or whatever that introduces older Sephiroth, main Sephiroth, to the game. Like as in, when you go to use that character, you equip his adult skin, basically, and it would become that unit. Meaning they would share the same weapons, because for them to give us a 5-star Sephiroth weapon and not young Sephiroth weapon, it suggests to me potentially that they are one and the same character, which is good, because ultimately it will mean long term there's going to be less summoning for you to get what you need for that character. Now I'm not sure if they said this in the live stream, but what this should also do is bring us the next chapter for this, because young Sephiroth was going to be introduced with the new chapter of Final Fantasy VII, The First Soldier. Okay, so there is a very strong chance that we will get new content for this. Now, I don't know if that means that potentially they'll add some content here and here. I think if they're going to add content anywhere, it might be here. And the reason I say that is because we're kind of in the anniversary period for Crisis Core. They wouldn't really need to add any more units if they gave us a new chapter of Crisis Core. Whereas if we get a new chapter of Final Fantasy VII, we would have Yuffie and stuff like that coming in the game. So I don't feel like they wouldn't have spoken about that. So I think there's a chance, while I'm not saying get your hopes up for it or anything, I'm just saying I think there's a chance that we will most likely get new content here. Potentially we could get new content here, because again, they don't really need to add any more characters along with this one. So maybe that is what they will add. Now, obviously, we're getting a lot of stuff added to the game anyway. I went over it in the last video. We're going to have the raid, the dungeon mode and things like that. Now, with this raid mode that they're looking to add, I don't think that's PvP. If it functions like most raids, it will be server versus boss. And going with the fact that with the dungeon thing, they are doing groupings of players, I wouldn't be shocked if that's what happens against this adult Sephiroth, for them to take a group of us, put us together, we'll share one energy bar, and we have to beat Sephiroth to get whatever rewards are available. And those rewards could be the costume they're adding, they could be more weapons, they could be more summoning tickets, okay? So stuff like that, I would expect hopefully to come along with this update. Now what I would also expect is, because they're adding this brand new unit to the game, they need to flesh him out a little bit like other characters, okay? So I would kind of expect that in this pool, the standard pool, they probably will add a bunch of weapons for him, okay? So maybe holding off if you've got some of these tickets might be a good idea, because the likelihood is they're not going to just drop a banner for him, have his featured weapon plus the weapon you get for free, and then that's all the weapons you've got for Sephiroth. Okay, they would likely add his weapons to this pool. Not all of them, obviously, not the featured one, but I would expect them to put like a stockpile of some other, I don't want to say less desirable, but you know what I'm saying, into this pool to fill them out. Obviously the same thing goes for like your character stream and stuff like that. You would expect that as you complete the character stream, you'll probably get given Sephiroth weapon summoning tickets, the same way that you have for every other unit within the game. So there's going to be a lot of things that you might need to focus on come Friday if you want to use that unit straight away without having to go crazy on a banner, spending an absolute fortune to spend money getting yourself the weapons that you need to make the guy usable, right? I mean, I wouldn't even be shocked if they add a costume for him into the costume exchange. However, I believe he is going to be featured in the Halloween thing, so maybe they won't do that just yet. So I'm not saying hold on to your costume tickets, but I would definitely hold on to these as a precaution, because they need to populate the pool with weapons for him. So I would expect they either add them here, or hopefully they don't do this, they bring out a volume 2 gacha ticket that you can earn and stuff like that. Now I don't think they'll do that, right? I really don't, but just in case, I would hold on to your tickets, because if you're going to want to use Sephiroth, you're going to need at least 2 weapons for him. You're only going to get 1 for free, not 2. So the only other way to get a weapon is either to summon on whatever banner they bring out for him, or on here if they add the weapons to the pool. Now there is a chance that unlike other banners, the featured banner will just be Sephiroth, and it will be the only way for you to get his weapons. But summoning on that banner, if you pull a 5-star, it will only be a Sephiroth weapon. Like, they need to do something to generate people having the weapons to use the character, right? So I'm not sure how they'll do it, but I think it's a good idea just to be cautious. Hold these tickets until after Friday, because again, if he drops, you want to use them, you're going to need to first get the weapons, then you're going to need to grind up the weapons so that you can use them, okay? We don't know what weapons are coming from yet, so obviously we don't know what you want, what you don't want, what you should skip, what you shouldn't skip. We'll find that out come Friday. But hey, the hypest moment in game so far, potentially? Let me know in the comments down below. I've been isnt, thanks for watching, catch you in the next one. Peace.